Hello, my name is Charles Darwin, and I'm going to guide you on the journey towards my theory of evolution. My father, Robert Darwin, and his father, Erasmus Darwin, were both successful physicians. I, on the other hand, did so poorly in school my father thought I'd dishonor my family. But I couldn't be happier I dropped out of medical school because it led me to Cambridge University. I was originally there to study theology and become a priest, but due to the argument over the Earth's real age, and the church and I parted ways, I ended up finding my calling for entomology. Outside of school, I found a passion for analyzing and observing plants, beetles, and minerals. All of my experiences led me to my expedition to Wales. I was 23 when I signed on to be a naturalist aboard the Beagle for 5 years. Many people don't know this, but I started off the expedition believing in biblical creation, along with the captain of the Beagle, Robert Fitzroy. The first stop we made was South America. I was able to study organisms and fossils. It was very exciting stuff. I gathered my largest species collection in the Galapagos Islands while studying insects, mammals, and birds. This is where I discovered the 13 different kinds of finches. It was through my analysis of the finch's beak that I discovered the same species had varying characteristics from island to island that were pretty close in proximity. This pattern followed as we visited Australia, Tahiti, and New Zealand. When I returned home to my hometown, I was excited to work on my gigantic collections of species. You want to see them? That is it. I also read an article by Thomas Mathis about the world's food supply in relation to human population, and took all of his concepts but applied it to species. I later went on to write The Origin of Species by Means of Natural Selection. And guess what? I sold all my copies on my very first day. My theory of evolution involved multiple concepts, some of which included struggle for survival, natural selection, fitness, and adaptive features. Let me first start off by explaining what struggle for survival means. It takes place when too many organisms exist in an environment with a limited amount of resources. A term you probably have heard before and I'm pretty famous for, but actually borrowed, is survival of the fittest, which means among organisms there are characteristics that make the species more fit versus others. It wasn't the species that were the strongest nor the largest that survived. It was those who could adapt to their environment the best. Another component of my theory is natural selection, which is the process of nature selecting adaptable species in the environment, only leaving the most fit to reproduce. When particular features allow adaptation to the environment, then those would be considered adaptive features. Let me make one thing clear. I don't believe in purpose. I think evolution just happens. When it comes to human evolution, my views remain the same.